What's going on, everybody? It's McCallie Pennyhood back with another Timeout with McCallie weekly update. Just, this might be a long video, a long episode for this, another weekly update. Just recapping all the games that happened this weekend. It was a crazy weekend, especially with college football. If anybody watched Alabama versus Georgia. Also going to be talking about the Knicks trade with Karl Anthony Towns. Him getting traded from the Timberwolves to the Knicks. Talking about, well, the first thing I'm going to talk about is the Philadelphia Eagles and my favorite team. They had a bad loss, definitely for sure. They played the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in Tampa Bay in 100 degree weather. I think as for the game, how it went, I honestly expected them to lose because offensively they were down so many people. You're down two of your receivers with AJ and Devontae. You are down your right tackle. So it was going to be tough to win that game, but I definitely for sure didn't expect the outcome of what happened. First of all, let's start off with the offense before I go to the defense. Yeah, it was bad from start to finish. I think Kellen Moore, the play calling is just like whatever. I think he hasn't really been that great so far, except for maybe that week 1 performance against Green Bay. He hasn't all been that amazing, to be honest. To be honest, I think Todd Bowles just kind of owns our offense. This Sirianni era, they have not been able to figure out Todd Bowles' defense, and Todd Bowles' defense isn't even all that complicated. It's just he blitzes the Eagles. His blitz schemes just completely destroy the Eagles, and they just completely destroy the system. There's no team in the NFL that the Eagles struggle to score and move the ball more than Todd Bowles' defense. He just owns his offense. Unfortunately, whoever the play caller has been, even going back to Shane Steichen, yes. When we played 2021, when we played them that playoff game, Shane Steichen was the play caller. So he has ran circles around who's been play calling for this Eagles offense, and he's owned Jalen Hurts. He's made Jalen Hurts look really, really bad. Whenever we play them, they just kind of own us. So, and they have their number. So unfortunately, that's just the reality. I wasn't really expecting much of the offense to do significantly well without their receivers down. I mean, the only pass-catching option was Dallas Goedert, but they have to start better. I think every game so far, they have yet to score in the first quarter. That just can't happen. In my opinion, they need to have... I think every game we've had so far, besides Atlanta, we've started on defense. They need to get the ball first. I think against Cleveland, they need to start off with the ball because they start really slow. They're just not prepared in the first quarter. And every game we're playing like catch up. We're not to catch up to a certain degree, we're trying to come back, catching up from the slow start. They gotta be better, starting the game off better and faster. Because it's just 0 points and 3 drives, 0 yards, 0 points, and you're already down 24-0. It's just that's terrible, inexcusable. They need to be better. Kellen Moore, Nick Sirianni, and Jalen Hurts have got to be better in starting the games in the first quarter. Because scoring 0 points is just awful. Awful. Even the Saints game, not scoring a single point until the fourth quarter just cannot happen. It just can't happen. But maybe to some certain degree that they're down A.J. Brown, and so the offense is worse without him. So you can honestly say that. So we'll see. Jalen's turnovers, I'm going to say this. I know a lot of Eagles fans are going to, try and say that he's the next Carson Wentz and he has the same trajectory of Carson Wentz, this, and the other with turnovers. I'm not really worried about, I'm not panicking on him or the turnovers. Yeah, 27 turnovers since 2023, sucks, but I think people just look at the number too much, more of the play, because, some interceptions and some fumbles aren't all on the quarterback, so people just kind of look at the stat. But the fumble, look, that was bad pocket awareness. I was even screaming. I couldn't defend the play. If you evade the pass rusher, he should know that the pass rusher is still there. But he was winding up to throw. He had a touchdown, so I think he was waiting for the tight end to break his route. What it looked like, he kind of ran a 15-yard in the touchdown. It looked open. It was open. I think that's what he was trying to hit, but the blitz got him. Sucks, but it wasn't the sole reason. Jalen wasn't the reason why we lost, honestly. That fumble and that turnover wasn't the reason why we lost. Until Jalen has a turnover that costs us a game, in my opinion, then I'll start to get concerned. But it's just not. Like, if you want to say, well, he threw a game-winning interception, we shouldn't even have to be in that situation because Saquon dropped the pass. But until that happens, yes. But he has to have a turnover clean game. He can't have a turnover clean game next game. He needs to seriously look at this bye week, get in the film room, and stop turning over the ball. But if he plays turnover free, it's fine. I think this team can win with him. I'm not saying that we should just bench him and get rid of him after 4 games. I think that's just stupid. Because if you play if you bench him and play your other quarterback, A, you show no confidence in him. B, you're trying to get rid of him. C, you don't want him anymore. And D, you're punting the season playing Kenny Pickett. So Eagles fans need to relax. It's 4 games. Look, if I were to tell you that to start off the season, your top weapon only plays 1 game and you're down Lane Johnson and Devontae Smith, and you go to Brazil, and then this and this. If I had told you all that happened and we're 2-2, we haven't played a single division game yet. You have 2 wins, you have 2 L's. I think Eagles fans the past 2 years have been kind of spoiled with how the season has gone in the first half of the year. Like, we've had 2 10-1 starts. I think Eagles fans are so used to just winning all the time, they forgot what it's like to lose. Relax. The sky isn't falling. I think I'm not going to give up on the offense. I'm not going to give up on the team in this season so far. It's just 4 games. It could be worse. We could be the Jaguars. We could be the Bengals, who started 0-3 and just got their first win of the season. We could be the Jaguars, who are currently winless. We could be a lot of whole other teams, but we're 2-2. It's a long season. They got some things to clean up offensively. They need to get in the lab, make some adjustments, get healthy, and you have something. Saquon Barkley is a stud. He's a star. He should be one of the vocal points of this offense. I think, honestly, Kellen Moore, what's not helping Jalen is being a pass-heavy offense the past 2 weeks. Like, you're down your best weapon. I don't even think that game we had to pass the ball so much because you're down so many points, but establish the run. If you want to limit the turnovers, you got to establish the running game. Set up the play action. Set up the middle of the field. Then you can take your shots. I think Kellen Moore isn't really helping out Jalen in terms of the turnovers, because Jalen is forcing. I think Jalen has to play so much like out of structure play so out of structure that the turnovers are happening. If you just honestly just take a look at, you know, setting up the run and establishing the run, I think honestly the situational play calling isn't helping out the offense, honestly. But, you know, it's 4 games in the season. Let's relax. Calm down. The sky is not falling. It could be a whole lot worse. I think Eagles fans sometimes don't know how to take an L. Take your L like a man. Not a man, because there's some female fans in this fan base. Just take your licks, take your hits. Let the trolls troll you. We got the bye week. Get some guys healthy. Get back healthy. I mean, during the game, our starting center went down. Cam Jerkins got like concussed or something, cramping. So it was a tough game. You know, take it with a grain of salt. The sky's not falling. Get healthy. Make some adjustments. You're playing. You have an easy schedule coming up. You play Cleveland, who was like 1-3. They're horrible. You play the Giants. You play Jacksonville. You could be easily 5-2, 6-2, right? Just like that. All right. But on the other hand, now let me get to, and before I even get to the defense, Nick Sirianni. Look, look. Has he been good? No. Has he been bad? Yes. Does the team look prepared every week playing for this guy? No, they don't. They don't look prepared. They're undisciplined. They're an unprepared team. Like, what? I don't even, like, look, Nick Sirianni has not been good, okay? He has not been good. He's hurt the team with his decisions in New Orleans, and they don't look prepared at all. They did not look prepared at all in this game, and they look undisciplined. But I'm not going to sit here and say we should fire the head coach after 4 games. That is egregious to do. That is just not smart. If we fire the head coach after 4 games, you're punting the season. You're basically telling the team, the organization, the franchise, we're giving up. You can't do that. You can't just fire the head coach after 4 games. You can't do that, all right? He needs to make adjustments, and he needs to be better. But I'm not like defending the guy. I'm not sitting here saying that he's been amazing and good. He has not. But I'm not going to sit here and say he should be fired after 4 games. You can't just fire your head coach after 4 games. I'm not defending the guy. I'm saying he hasn't been good, but I'm not on the fire train. I'm not on the fire train just yet. All right, I'm not there yet. My leash is getting shorter, but it's still lengthy. All right. Okay. Defensively, this defense is terrible. It will never. I don't know how they're going to get better, but they just are. They're a horrible defense. I think honestly, it was a fluke of a show last week. I don't know how they were able to shut down the Saints, but honestly, the Saints just made look. They were just made at a fluke run too, because they lost to the Falcons on a game-winning field goal. So I don't know how you were able to shut down the Saints, who had a high-flying offense. Well, I don't know how high-flying it was after they played Bryce Young and the Cowboys. You played so well last week, and you come this week. It's not like the Buccaneers did anything like crazy. All they did was short intermediate throws. It was a bunch of screens. It was hitch routes. It was crossers, in breakers. They didn't do anything special offensively. They didn't run a crazy screen. They literally said, all right, we're going to take what you give us. And also, that's what it was. They're going to take what we give us. Baker Mayfield was 90% on his first 2 drives. The defensive line is terrible. They get no pressure. I don't understand how this defensive line cannot get any pressure. They should have gotten rid of Josh Sweat and should have kept Hassan Reddick. Would you have to pay him a lot of money? Yeah, but he can get to the quarterback at least. Bryce Huff is trash. Let me say it again for you. I do not want to say another man is trash at his job, but he is trash. He is terrible at his job. I mean, we're paying you a lot of money. We're paying you over $30 million guaranteed No, I'm sorry. I don't even know how much money he get, but I know he's getting paid more than a lot of money to be an edge rusher. This man don't even have a tackle. He does not even have a singular tackle. Doesn't have a singular pressure rate. Has a single pressure, no sacks, nothing. He is running cardio. This man is running cardio on the field. He's losing calories. The only thing he's doing right now is losing calories. He's losing calories. Avonte Maddox, terrible. He can't tackle. Avonte Maddox cannot tackle, and especially tackling. This defense cannot tackle. I mean, a lot of people say, "Well, Vic Fangio's scheme is not very good." What does Vic Fangio want to do? What can Vic Fangio do when his defensive players aren't tackling the football player? They cannot tackle the ball carrier. I mean, the worst, Avonte Maddox had a terrible play when Chris Godwin caught it like a screen or something, or like he was behind the backfield. I mean, Avonte Maddox tackles him. It's like a 3-4 yard loss. He like whiffs at him, and it's 20 yards down the field. I mean, Nakobe Dean missed tackles. Avonte Maddox missed tackles. Darius Slay missed tackles. C.J. Gardner-Johnson missed tackles. I mean, there was so many missed tackling. They had like 15 missed tackles. Oh my gosh. It was everybody on the defense was bad. And oh my gosh. C.J. Gardner-Johnson, dude, delete your Twitter account. Same with Slay. Delete it. Delete it now. Stop talking. Especially not Slay. Slay is not talking before games. C.J. Gardner-Johnson, stop talking before games. This man was like, "Oh, I'm gonna put the belt to BTA." You know what that means? He put the BTA before the game. They put the BTA to you. They whooped you. Stop talking. Mike Evans burned you on that touchdown. Burned you. It wasn't even burned. This man ran a simple corner route for 3 yards. He couldn't cover that. He was like, "Oh, he pushed off." He ran a little 7 route. And just like he's allowed 4 touchdowns this season. All of them are bad. He cannot tackle. He can't cover. Like, delete your Twitter account. Same with Slay. I don't know what was Slay thinking after the game, going on Twitter going, "Oh, I've had 150 PBUs. I've had 27 interceptions. I've had this. I've had that. So if you're going to talk about my name, talk about this." Dude, we just lost. We got blown out. Why are you going on Twitter defending yourself? Why are you going on Twitter saying, "Oh, I've had this and this and this, so stop talking about my name"? Dude, are you serious? You know, playing for this city, if you're gonna play bad, we gonna talk about it. We just not gonna just let things slide here. You gonna try to defend it? Like that was just like what is the mentality with this team? There's no mentality with this team right now. None. I don't see a single guy, maybe other than like 2 guys, who are seriously ready, prepared to go to battle and war for this team. I'm going to say Saquon Barkley right now. I'm going to say Jalen Hurts. I'm going to say Devontae Smith. I'm going to go Dallas Goedert. I'm going to go Lane Johnson. That's it. That's the only guys I can think right now who are prepared to go to war for the team. That's the only guys. Other than that, everybody else just doesn't care. Like what are you doing going on Twitter for? Like that's like the first thing You're after the game. Oh, let me go on Twitter and say how many pass breakups and tackles and interceptions I've had in my career, so people can stop talking about me because I played so bad. Come on. Like there's no mentality with this football team right now. Guys are undisciplined. And speaking of that, the special teams. I mean, credit for them making the play after the play. Isaiah Rodgers and Keely Ringo. Credit for them to making up for their mistakes. But what the hell are you doing? Isaiah Rodgers, this man was the gunner. Or he's not, whatever his position was at that time. Punt return coverage or whatever. This man pushes his defender into Cooper DeJean, and the defender and it causes him to fumble. He pushes him into him, and DeJean fumbles. What are you doing? And he gonna say after the game, he's gonna say after the game, oh, I was just using my rules. Like I thought, like you can. I've done that in my whole career. I pushed a guy into the return man trying to get an interference call, and but he fumbled. I didn't know he was gonna fumble, and I thought it was kind of crazy because they called the flag on it first. Originally, they called the flag that it was interference, but they realized that he pushed him. And they took it, and they picked up the flag, and he goes, I was surprised that they picked up the flag. Dude, do you not know the rules? Your own rules? There isn't a single rule in the NFL that says my Isaiah Rodgers rules. I can push the defender into the return man so he calls interference. What the hell is this team doing? Are we not prepared? Are we this undisciplined and unprepared? That we have guys pushing defenders into the return man. When have you ever heard of that? When have you ever heard of a guy saying, I'm going to push the defender into the return man to try and get a flag? When have you ever heard of that? When? I mean, that play alone should get you cut. That play alone should get you cut. Because special teams is very important. That play alone should get you cut. But you made up for it with the blocked field goal. You made up for it. That saved your job, not gonna lie. Keely Ringo, same thing. What? You're running into the return man? Like, what the heck are we doing? What are we doing? I couldn't believe that one. He just ran into Cooper DeJean trying to field the punt, and his old man just runs into him. Oh my gosh, this team is so unprepared. They can't do a single thing right. It's my God. They can't. I mean, it's just the defense just looks, the personnel. They're just undisciplined and unprepared. I mean, there was like 4 third down plays. The third down defense is terrible too. Flags, Avonte Maddox holding. Baker Mayfield. No one can contain him on the left side, running for a first down. Chris Godwin, wide open. Like, my God. It just, nobody on the defense has the mentality right now. Nobody on the defense has that mentality right now. None. It's terrible, man. It's terrible. And it's not the defensive coordinator's fault. It's not the defensive coordinator's fault. Let me get my drink. So honestly, look, after saying all that, it's 2-2. The sky is not falling. They have the bye week to adjust. Get in the film room, recover your bodies, take the week. But it's go time after the bye week. The sky isn't falling. They have an easy schedule. Get some guys back healthy on the offensive side of the ball. I'm not giving up on the offense. They need to tighten up. I think they can do it. All right? I think the season's not over. It's a long season. I think it's going to be one of those years in the division again where everybody sucks. Because right now, DC, I mean, look, I'm not trying to discredit DC. I mean, Jane Daniels, he's balling, man. He's balling. 3-1 is 26 for 30% completion percentage is crazy. Crazy good. But the sky is not falling. It ain't falling. All right? Okay. Talking about some other games, 1 o'clock games that I saw. I want to talk about actually the Chiefs game first. The Chiefs played the Chargers in it's kind of a slugfest. I want to note this. This was kind of hilarious to say. Patrick Mahomes had probably the worst sequence of his entire career. This man threw an interception on the second drive of the game, and then tears his own receiver's ACL in one whole sequence. I know she sucks, but they still end up winning the game. It seems like Mahomes' deep ball is back. We haven't seen that type of deep ball play in like forever. It's Xavier Worthy. So it's going to be tough sledding for the Chiefs because they're going to be down Rashee Rice for probably the whole year. And we'll see how they adjust. They're down their running back too. They have some offensive injuries too, but hey, they're still winning. They're 4-0. But hey, it was a defensive type of game. It was a good game. And yeah, the Vikings are 4-0 too. Sam Darnold is balling. And their defense is very, very good. Very, 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 very good. Their scheme is very good. The personnel is very good. I'm jealous of seeing a defense like that. I really am. I really, really am. And you know, a lot of people called me crazy for saying the Vikings were gonna have a good season. Hey, they're 4-0. They're 4-0 and they're balling. Do they have a division win? They have one division win, the Packers. Who else played in the 1 o'clock slot? The Jets had a tough game against the Broncos. I think people are just taking. I think it was just a bad game. I think honestly, it was just a bad game. You know, those tough weather games. Those are tough games to win, and they just lost. So yeah. I want to talk about the Sunday night game, the Bills and the Ravens. I'm not going to talk too much about the NFL because nothing really too dramatic happened. I feel like the Bills got killed by the Ravens. Derrick Henry looked like he has not lost a step still. I mean, it's still kind of crazy. This man is he's a 30-year-old running back. Running backs do not last this long. And the amount of carries and uses that he's gotten, and he's still treading water like this, it's impressive. 87-yard touchdown, the first offensive play of the game, and he's 30 years old as a running back. It's impressive. Because his usage rate his entire career, his body should have broke down at like 28. But it hasn't. Oh, I also want to talk about Justin Fields. This man is balling. Ladies and gentlemen. 3 touchdowns, 300 total yards. It was not the reason why they lost the game yesterday. He's balling, man. I'm happy for him to get to find a new home with good coaching and a good team. They did lose, but he was playing lights out ball. And the fumble wasn't even his fault. Probably like miscommunication. But Russell Wilson is not getting that job back. Russell Wilson is not getting that job. Honestly, who knows if they're even 3-1 with Russell Wilson? Do you think they're 3-1 with Russell Wilson? I don't. I think they're honestly, they would not be 3-1 with Russell Wilson right now. I think Russell Wilson, he's not getting a job. He's not going to start this year. Is his career over? I don't think he's going to start this year. That calf injury was a blessing in disguise for Justin Fields. Because there's no way Mike Tomlin can just say, all right, I'm going back to Russell Wilson after Justin Fields is playing lights out. There's no way. But the game of the week, in my opinion, McCallie Pennycook's game of the week goes to Alabama and Georgia. What a game that was on Saturday night. Georgia, honestly, surprised me. I've never seen a Kirby Smart defense so bad to start the game. I mean, Jalen Milroe, Kalen DeBoer is a great coach. that was a very good hire by Alabama. Because one, he can recruit, and it shows that he can recruit, and his coaching is amazing. The coaching staff ran laps around Kirby Smart in that first half. Laps. They made Carson Beck, we might have some unfortunate conversations with, look terrible in the first half. Carson Beck looked bad that game. I mean, yeah, he came back, but I don't. A lot of people were saying that this man was going to be the number 1 overall draft pick this coming season. I do not see that. I don't think he's going to be a first-round draft pick. I think he's going to be like second or third, honestly. Man, Jalen Milroe, woo! That brother was balling in that first half. Balling. And you know who else? Ryan Williams. I mean, Bama was up 28-0. I think in the first, they were 28 to 7 in the first half. 28-0 was the largest lead. And Bama got kind of a bit of, they got conservative after that because they realized they were so much big that they just thought they were just going to coast by and still win. But, you know, Ryan Williams, that boy is a dog. He's not a dog, a Georgia dog. But he is, man, he's him. He's him. This guy is 17. I am older than Ryan Williams. I mean, the catch that he had, catching it over the DB, then had that spin move, juke, made both the defenders touch themselves, and then running for a 75-yard touchdown. Woo! Man, he's him. That game was crazy. It was drama. It was college football. That's everything you want. And then they had the game-winning interception after that. Carson Beck lost a lot of money that night, but Alabama, they could be, I think this team, the way how they're playing right now, they could be a team that could be in the national championship. They could. They could be a 90 team. They could be a national championship team the way how they're playing. With Milroe and the offense, especially the defense, how they were playing in the first half, they could be in the national championship this year for sure. So at Georgia, they're going to bounce back from this. I honestly think that Bama and Georgia are going to probably play again. Could be the SEC championship game. Could be a playoff game. But yeah, the SEC is going to be a dogfight. It's going to be a dogfight. There's a lot of really good teams in the SEC this year, and obviously the NBA, the trade with the Knicks and the Timberwolves with Karl Anthony Towns. Obviously, you all know me. I'm a Sixers fan. I honestly think that the Knicks getting Cat is like whatever to me. The Timberwolves were trying to salary dump. They're trying to sell. They're selling right now. They're trying to get their contracts off the books because they don't have a lot of money in the salary cap. So they've been trying to trade Cat for a while, and I'm not surprised that they traded him. Honestly, he was not very good in the playoffs, and he owes them a lot of money. They owe him a lot of money, so they're trying to get rid of contracts right now. Getting Julius Randle and DiVincenzo. DiVincenzo's a good role player. Randle alongside Rudy Gobert is like, I don't know if that's really going to work and mesh, but we'll see. For the Knicks, though, look, they got their big. I don't think Cat's very good defensively, but he does provide you a lot. He does provide spacing the floor. He spaced the floor a lot better than Julius Randle does. But is he a good interior defender? No. Is he inconsistent? Yes. He'll shoot lights out and the next game shoot terribly. But hey, you have a balanced team. You have Brunson. You have two good wings and Josh Hart. So are they championship contenders with this team? No. I honestly think that they're still second round exits, honestly. I think the Celtics are still better, and I think that we're going to be better than them. Oh, but Mikal, you're being biased. I don't think the Knicks are all that special to me, honestly. They have two role players who they gave a lot of capital and money to. Mikal Bridges was worth 5 first-round draft picks. Think about that. And they gave a max contract to a guy who's never been an All-Star, and who has never been an All-NBA player. They give a max contract to a guy who's never been in the All-NBA and never been to an All-Star game before. So, and OG Anunoby is injury prone. So, I honestly think that this Knicks team is still second round exits. So, yeah, and anyways, that's my recap. Catch you guys in the next weekly recap. Hopefully we'll get another dorm room walk video. And yeah, peace.